Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah,
You know we'd love to go deep here.
we do.
And today we're diving into shifts. 6 steps to transform your mindset and elevate your leadership.
Ooh, very nice.
This is a book by Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
It is a great book.
It is a great book. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things.
Okay.
Personal growth, leading teams, navigating cultures, all sorts of things.
Love it.
We're going deep.
Excited.
All right, so this book,
Okay.
I really enjoyed this book.
Me too.
One of the things that stood out to me was just this emphasis on mindset.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
the foundation for success. And he's really challenging this idea of like, do more, get more.
Yeah, he really goes against that whole philosophy of just, grind,
Yeah,
hustle,
yeah.
hustle, hustle, and
Yeah.
you'll make it. He really kind of emphasizes that it all starts with your mindset.
And he actually talks about in the book a time in his life when he was kind of
Yes.
living the do more, get more, and how he realized the limitations of it.
Exactly. And that's really where he had this pivotal shift in his thinking.
Yeah.
And it was really fascinating because he actually mentions 3 books that were quite influential
Okay.
in his own journey and in coming to this realization. And those were Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do.
Okay.
Think and Grow Rich, a classic.
Class.
And As a Man Thinketh.
And all of these
Yeah.
have that common thread
Exactly.
of attitude and belief.
It's so crazy
It is.
that, something so simple
I know.
can have such a huge impact.
It's really amazing how our thoughts can shape our realities.
Yeah.
And he delves into the concept of the subconscious mind
Okay.
and how it holds this incredible power. And by consistently, feeding your mind with positive thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
it can lead to positive actions and ultimately success.
So you're basically creating habits then.
Exactly. You're creating positive habits through consistent positive thinking.
Okay, so let's jump into his actual SHIPS model.
Let's do it.
So the first 2 steps are see and hear.
Yeah.
Very visual.
Yes.
Love it.
Very descriptive.
Right.
And it's all about being intentional about what we allow into our minds.
It's about curating what we see, what we hear,
Yeah.
because it directly impacts our mindset.
So he even talks about the power of like visual imagery,
Absolutely.
specifically vision boards.
Yes,
Have you ever made a vision board?
I have.
Okay.
I have, and it's a powerful tool. When you create it and you're looking at it constantly,
Yeah.
those images start to permeate your thoughts and actions.
It's interesting. He mentioned this study in the book
Oh, which one?
about how like little kids, they showed a Disney clip of a character helping another character.
Right.
And then afterwards, they were more likely to help.
It's amazing, isn't it, how just witnessing actions can influence our own behavior,
Especially at that age.
right?
So, that makes me think of, okay, if that can positively influence,
Absolutely.
what about like violence
Right.
in the media? Like, what does that do?
That's a great question, and he does touch upon this.
Okay.
There's research that shows exposure to media violence, especially during childhood,
Right.
can potentially correlate with aggression and anxiety later in life.
So then it kind of all comes back to like, what are we letting into our mind?
Exactly. It's about acknowledging the impact of what we consistently see and hear.
Okay, so we've talked about see and hear,
Yes.
those first 2 steps
Mm-hmm.
of the model. Let's move on to the next 2,
Let's do it.
insight and
Sure.
formulate.
So this is where we transition from understanding to action.
Yeah, from like passive to active.
Exactly.
So with insight,
Yes.
it's about going deeper into what we're learning and experiencing and making connections.
It's about going beyond that surface level understanding and seeking those deeper meanings.
Right, and he actually gave a really cool story about this manager
Oh, tell me about it.
who requested to go to Dubai
Wow.
so that she could observe these larger, more successful projects
That's incredible.
and kind of get,
So she wanted to gain insights from their approach and bring them back to her own team.
yeah.
I love that.
And then he also talked about Dr. Miles Monroe
Oh, yes. A renowned leadership expert.
and how he realized
Yeah.
that all of the things that Dr. Monroe was talking about weren't just like he was born with this knowledge.
Right. It was cultivated through study and application.
So he was like, wait, I need to be more engaged
Exactly.
when I'm learning things.
He realized he had to actively extract and apply the wisdom he encountered.
And then Formulate is
Yes.
about, okay, now we've got these insights.
Right.
Let's translate them into actual plans.
Into decisions, into
Yeah,
actions.
and he has this really interesting decision-making process
Mm-hmm.
that he calls iterative decision-making.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So he
Ah.
basically will consult with like multiple trusted individuals,
Okay.
get different viewpoints.
So it's not just a one-man show.
Yo.
He's seeking diverse perspectives before making a final decision.
Right? And he's not even afraid to like be disagreed with
Right.
and have his mind change.
He emphasizes the importance of shared governance and transparency.
Yeah, and it's all about
Mm,
making sure your actions align with your values.
absolutely.
Which
It
actually...
reminds me of his organization.
Okay.
They have this acronym, IREAL, which represents their core values: innovation, righteousness, excellence, accountability, and love.
And he even talks about
Yeah.
like presenting ideas to his board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
And, if they disagree, he goes with it.
Exactly. He respects their decision, even if it differs from his own.
He's so humble.
It's a testament to his leadership humility.
And it really builds that trust.
Right.
I think.
It creates a strong foundation for the organization.
Then he talks about how Whole Foods
Right.
does something similar but in a different way.
Right.
They offer their employees health care benefits.
Mm-hmm. Gym memberships.
They promote healthy living.
So they're embodying their values through their actions,
Right.
not just words.
It's all connected
It is
in their values.
It's about walking the talk,
Yeah.
not just talking the talk.
Okay, so that brings us to transform,
Right.
that next step in the model.
Uh-huh.
And
Here we take concrete action.
yes, this is where we go from intention to action.
Exactly. He emphasizes that the world recognizes accomplishments, not just intentions.
He had a really cool story about his radio and TV broadcast.
Oh, yes, success power.
Success power.
It had a profound impact on viewers.
Yeah, including like a former Gambian president.
Wow.
And then he talked about Who Moved My Cheese,
Oh, a classic.
which is all about
Adapting to change.
adapting to change.
Embracing the unknown.
And then he introduced this idea of reinvention,
Yes!
which I really loved.
I love that too.
It's all about like,
It's about shedding those old versions of ourselves and embracing growth.
yeah, like becoming a new you.
Yes, and realizing that we're not defined by our past or current circumstances.
So that brings us to
Okay.
the final step of the model,
Right.
values.
Oh, one of my favorite topics.
I know, right?
So crucial.
It's so important.
It is.
And it's all about,
It's about aligning our actions with our values.
yeah,
Making sure our behavior reflects our core beliefs.
it's like walking the talk,
Exactly.
like we were talking about with
Yeah.
Whole Foods.
Right, where their employee benefits and company culture align with their values.
It's not just lip service.
It's not. It's about genuine commitment.
It's about action.
Exactly.
It's
Yes,
inspiring to see companies like that really putting their values into practice.
it is.
So let's talk about
Yeah.
leading in a multi-generational
Yes.
workplace.
A very diverse landscape.
It is, especially with remote work becoming so prevalent.
Right. It's a whole new ballgame.
It is.
Leaders need to adapt
Yeah.
and understand the different generations they're working with.
He really stresses the importance of like acknowledging those differences.
Absolutely gone are the days of one-size-fits-all leadership. We need to tailor our communication, our strategies to connect with everyone.
And create that inclusive environment.
Exactly where everyone feels valued.
And then he gives some great tips for leading remote teams.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Clear communication,
So important.
setting those expectations.
Yes. Establishing trust is key.
Trust is huge.
It is, especially in a virtual setting
Yeah.
where you're not face-to-face all the time.
So let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about global leadership,
Right. Taking it to the international level.
because now we're adding culture.
Right. Navigating cultural differences, that's a whole other layer of complexity.
It is.
And it requires a deep understanding.
He told a story about teaching a national development class,
Oh, I remember that one.
and he had his students
Yeah.
like visualize
It was power
a thriving future
for their nation.
for their nation.
It really highlighted the impact of culture on development.
It did.
And he talked about how education plays a role, values the reward system.
It's all connected.
It is these elements shape a nation's culture and drive progress.
So like if a nation values hard work and innovation,
Right.
That's going to be reflected
It'll be woven into their policies,
in everything.
their institutions, ultimately their progress.
And the reward system is so important.
We need to incentivize those desired behaviors.
Right.
Recognize and appreciate achievements.
He also touched on the role of religion.
Ah, yes, a complex and influential factor throughout history.
It is.
It has the power to unite and divide.
That's true.
So leaders need to use it wisely.
To promote positive change.
Exactly, encouraging dialogue, understanding, and respect for differences.
Okay, how about the media?
The media is such a powerful force.
I know, right?
Shaping perceptions, influencing societal norms.
He actually shared his own experience with media scrutiny.
Oh, right. Where narratives were twisted.
Yeah.
It just shows how important it is to be discerning consumers of information.
To think critically.
Exactly, not just accepting everything we see and hear.
But it can also be a force for good.
Absolutely. It can promote education, raise awareness, and drive positive change.
So it's all about how it's used.
Right. Using it responsibly and effectively.
And then there's entertainment.
Oh, yes, often overlooked, but incredibly influential.
I know, it's sneaky.
It shapes our values, beliefs, behaviors, even if we don't realize it.
He gave that example of watching a soccer match.
Oh, yeah. Nigeria versus Argentina.
And how the victory brought people together.
With different ethnicities.
Yeah.
Linguistic backgrounds. It was a beautiful display of unity.
It shows the power of entertainment.
It does to transcend boundaries.
But it can also reinforce negative stereotypes.
Right. So we need to be critical consumers of entertainment as well.
To choose wisely.
Exactly. Selecting entertainment that aligns with our values and promotes a positive worldview.
So then he goes on to talk about national interdependence.
Right. The idea that no nation is an island.
We need each other.
We do, especially in addressing global challenges.
Like what?
Poverty, disease, climate change, conflict.
Big issues.
They are, and they require collaboration.
A global effort.
Exactly, working together for a better future.
And then he brings up invention and reinvention.
Ah, yes, the power of transformation.
He shares that story about Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, wow. From street tough to rapper to model to actor to philanthropist.
The journey.
It is a testament to our ability to reinvent ourselves.
It's grow and evolve.
To break free from limitations.
It's inspiring.
It shows that we're not defined by our past.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Dr. Adeyemi's work,
Yes.
he reminds us that
Yeah.
the shifts model, it's not a one-time thing.
It's a lifelong tool
It is.
for growth and transformation.
We should always be striving
Absolutely.
to improve,
And learn.
to elevate our thinking and actions.
And remember,
Yeah.
true leadership. It's not about your title.
It's about influence and impact,
It's about inspiring others.
empowering them to reach their full potential.
So,
What shifts are you ready to make?
ooh, good question.
What impact
Mm-hmm.
are you going to have on the world?
I love that. Let's recap the 10 key takeaways from shifts to help guide us.
That's a great question. And I'm ready to be guided. I'm ready for those 10 takeaways.
All right, let's distill the essence of shifts into 10 actionable points. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Okay, number 1, your mindset is the foundation of everything. It shapes how you see the world, how you make decisions, ultimately where you end up.
So it all starts there.
It does.
Okay, number 2.
Be mindful of what you consume.
Oh, like what we were talking about with the see and hear.
Exactly what you watch, what you listen to, it all impacts your mindset.
It's all connected.
It is.
All right, number 3.
Go deeper, Zend. Seek those deeper meanings in the information you come across.
Don't just stay on the surface.
Don't just skim the surface, get those insights.
Okay, number 4.
Now take those insights and turn them into action.
So don't just sit there thinking about it.
Don't just think about it, do something.
Okay, number 5.
Reinvent yourself.
Ooh, I love this one.
It's about shedding those old limitations.
Embracing growth.
Exactly, becoming the best version of yourself.
Okay, number 6.
Your values are your compass.
They guide us.
They do make sure your actions reflect what you truly believe in.
Walk the talk.
Walk the talk.
Number 7.
Leading in today's world requires adaptability.
Especially with all the different generations.
Exactly. Understand those differences, tailor your approach.
It's not one size fits all anymore.
It's not.
Number 8.
When leading globally, cultural intelligence is key.
So important.
Be sensitive to those nuances.
Understand those different perspectives.
Yes.
Number 9.
We're all interconnected.
This is that national interdependence.
Exact. No nation can thrive in isolation.
We need to work together.
We do, to solve those big global challenges.
Climate change, all of that.
All of it.
Number 10.
Never stop growing.
Continuous improvement.
Always seek new knowledge. Challenge your assumptions. Elevate your thinking and your actions.
What a fantastic summary.
It is a blueprint for positive change.
And it all comes back to that mindset shift.
It does. Even small adjustments can lead to big results.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Dr. Adeyemi's shifts,
Yes.
think about how you can apply these principles to your own life.
To your work, to the world around you.
What impact do you want to make?
It's a journey of growth.
It is, and we're all in this together.
We are.
So keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep shifting.
Absolutely. Until next time.